Globetrotters, here with PSG. When you were last here with us, we had just been beaten in the Trophée des Champions against Lille, and since then things have gone pretty well for us. Obviously, when we had to play Lille, we still had pretty much all our stars out on vacation after the summer tournaments, international tournaments. So we couldn't really judge where we were after that game. But as you can see here, we have had 5 wins out of 5 in the league. We are currently looking pretty good up at the top there. And today we have a double header because we are playing Lyon, who are currently, as you can see there, in 3rd place in the league. But before that, we have Sporting in the Champions League. We have been drawn in Champions League Group D alongside Atalanta, Sporting from Portugal, and Wolfsburg. It's not the easiest of groups, but I guess we could have had harder. I think we'll be expecting to go through, but there's no gimmies there. You know how it is when you play Football Manager. You like to get maybe some of the minnows, and you can use those games to just rest players and take it easy a little bit, get those midweek rests in. But in this group, I'm not so sure we're going to be able to do that. Sporting are not a bad team. They've got Paulinho up front. He's having a great season. He's got 7 in 6 games. We can't see all his attributes unmasked there, but we know he's going to be a decent player, so that's not going to be easy. And they also have Pablo Sarabia, who is on loan from us right now, but he is currently injured for the next 3 months with a hip injury, so he wouldn't be good enough to play for us anyway. But yeah, he's not going to be available for this game. So Sporting are a decent enough side, but one that we should perhaps be expecting to win. I think again that 3 at the back formation is going to suit us in this one, and then we're going to be facing off against Lyon in the league game on Sunday, so we've got a decent rest. We should be able to play pretty much the same team for both games. This is the team we're going with here. Donnarumma in goal. He's just made his debut in the league. Hakimi, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Kurzawa playing really well at left back. We spoke about at the start of the season how he might be a candidate to be moved on in January, but he's had a fantastic start to the season. The media have been singing his praises, so really happy with him right now. And then the only player not available for us today is Angel Di Maria, who is actually suspended. So Julian Draxler is going to play the number 10 role there, in between Messi and Neymar, in front of Paredes and Verratti, and Mbappe is going to be starting up front for us. So we were having a look at our results. We started the league really well against Troy. We just got all our players back for this one. So it was a case of bringing players on off the bench. We had Messi, Neymar, Di Maria, Paredes, Verratti all on starting off on the bench. Marquinhos as well, Hakimi on the bench. But we still managed to get a huge win there. Icardi, Draxler, Kimpembe, and Icardi with his second getting the goals there. Really great start for Icardi. He's been in great form. Then we had our first home game of the season against Strasbourg. And as you can see here, we ran out 6-1 winners. Absolutely huge. We started Messi and Neymar with Di Maria in the 10 role as well. Di Maria grabbed himself 2 goals. Icardi got another. Wijnaldum and Kimpembe were on the score sheet as well. So really gave us a good, strong, solid start to the season. And from there, we just kept the good results going. We went away to Brest. Here we were able to start with Verratti, just getting our our first choice players back into the team, getting them their match fitness and match sharpness. And as you can see here, Neymar and Messi got their first goals of the season, and Marquinhos with a goal as well. Paredes came on off the bench and assisted one. So we were really starting to get to full strength here. Mbappe came off the bench. He was carrying a little bit of an injury, so Icardi started. And then we went and played Reims. Now we won 4-1, but this was not an easy win by any means. It was 1-1. We were dominating. As you can see, we had 25 shots, but only 6 on target. We've been trying to play into the box, but we still haven't been getting enough shots on target. So we were really dominating in this game, especially in the second half. But it looked like we were going to struggle to find a way through until Mbappe got a little bit of a fluke goal. Icardi hitting the bar, I think it was, and then the ball just dropping down to Mbappe in front of the goal line. I think there was a deflected clearance that hit Mbappe and went in. And then Messi wraps it up with 2 fantastic goals at the end of the second half to make it look like a little bit more of a dominant win than it actually was. You can see here on our XG, it was really just this late flutter that made the result look as dominating as it was. And then in our last game, after the international break, we played Clermont. It was just a 1-0 win. Icardi with a penalty. Again, we dominated the game, could only score the 1 goal, but we did take the opportunity here to rest players for the Champions League. As I say, it was just after the international break, so Messi, Di Maria and Neymar were all pretty tired, as was Paredes. So we just took the opportunity to bring in Rafinha and Draxler, let Icardi get another start up front. Wijnaldum got a start, and Keira at right back as well. And Juan Bernat is now back. So he's just working up his match fitness. This was good here. We managed to get him a good, I think, about 70 minutes in this game. So with these couple of games coming up in a couple of weeks' time, he should be really back up to speed and should be our first choice left back. Donnarumma played again, he got his debut there. He's going to play again in today's game against Sporting. And if we just look at how things have been going so far, Icardi has got a little bit of an injury that he's been carrying, but as you can see, should be back to fitness for this game. He's going to start on the bench. He's got 4 in 6 games so far this season, so he's had a really good, positive start. Leo Messi, since coming back from his holidays, has got 3 in 5. So again, he's looking really good. Just losing a little bit on the physicals there. Hopefully that's not a trend that continues through the season. Obviously he's 34, so we really don't know. At that point in Football Manager, people's physicals can just go off the edge of a cliff. Neymar has got 2 goals in 4 appearances. The last of those a really beautiful free kick. So we've got goals in there. And Mbappe has been a little bit of a disappointment so far. Just the 1 goal in 6 games. And obviously his contract is up at the end of the season. He's got a lot of teams interested in him and looking at him. So maybe his head has been turned a little bit. So it's good to know we've got Mauro Icardi fire in there if we need to take Mbappe out. It'd be really nice to start getting performances out of Mbappe and really try and get him shooting in the Champions League rather. So outside of that, for today's game, we've got a little bit of an issue with our Champions League registration. We didn't have enough homegrown players, so we've had to get, as you can see here, a few of our youth team players involved in the Champions League squad. We've had to leave out a couple of players like Sergio Rico, Tilo Keira, and Nuno Mendes. None of those I was able to include in the squad. So they're a little bit upset about that at the moment, but it also means that we've got 1 or 2 players that are probably not ready for first team football, let alone Champions League football, in on the bench right now. So we're going to go ahead to the to the game. We will be back in a moment to see how we line up against Sporting Club of Portugal. Okay, here we go then. The players are ready, they are motivated, they are switched on for this opening of our Champions League campaign. Let's see how we go. We'll see how Draxler gets on playing number 10 in this game. It's a very positive formation that Sporting are playing. Again, we'll have to see if that goes in our favour or theirs. I would like to think that that's going to really help us playing at home if they're a little bit more open, a little bit more offensive. We're sticking with our attacking mentality. We're going to see if we can get into them down the wings and with our number 10 in behind their two midfielders. I would hope we can really dominate the possession in midfield. Now, I've noticed in the game we seem really reluctant to put crosses in. We've got two inside forwards in Neymar and Messi, and we're also looking to play into the box, so it's usually from these fullbacks, from Kurzawa and Hakimi, that we're getting our crosses in. It's really from Messi and Neymar. Now, was that inside the box or was that outside? We've been on the right end of a few VAR decisions so far this season. And this one is outside. The VAR decisions in FM22 are much improved. Before, they were pretty much never overturned, but you get a good selection of decisions now. Some go your way, some don't go your way, and I think we're going to just vary this up. If we look at our instructions, I think we're just going to look to play wide, look to get in on the overlap there, and rather than playing out the back, I'm going to look to distribute to the flanks over the tops of their wingers, try and put them on the back foot with our distribution, because we've had one shot so far, really not good enough. Let's demand more from the players, but this has been a really disappointing start to our Champions League campaign at the moment. As Neymar takes it on, lovely 1-2 with Draxler, and what a beautiful goal that is from Neymar. Absolutely fantastic. Just what we needed just before half time. Can we now keep this going? Can we build on this and have a really good confidence boosting win to start off our Champions League campaign? So it looks like we're going to go in 1-up at the break, unless something comes from this next highlight. And with the long ball, but the defenders win it back there. Mbappe, and well, what a finish to the first half. What a finish to the first half. In total control. Think we can start relaxing now. Just what we needed after a pretty boring first half. We've just had a lovely couple of plays that have just opened the game up, and that really now should force Sporting to come out much more in the second half and maybe just give us the opportunity to create a bit more. Really pleasing finish after not doing much through most of the first half, as the XG shows there. Let's really try and get the players pumped up for the second half now. Let's see if the players can build on this now. Just looking at Messi, Draxler and Neymar, we might just want to make some changes there a little bit further down the line. Can we maybe just get another couple of goals here? Yeah, Messi's starting to look pretty tired. Our assistant is advising us it could be a good time to take Messi off. And with the game against Lyon coming up, and this one pretty much won, I think that's what we're going to want to do. Keep Messi fresh for that Lyon game. So let's just pause the action for a second, just make our changes. I think we can make 5 substitutes here in the Champions League as well. So let's get Messi off and let's get Rafinha in there. Let's just get Rafinha in as an advanced playmaker. And we'll switch Wijnaldum up with Draxler. And I think with Neymar we might just want to get Mauro Icardi in there and just put Mbappe out on the left. We'll leave it at that for the moment. I think that gives us a good opportunity now to rest important players ahead of the Lyon game. "20 minutes left in this one. If Sporting were to score now, that would really put the cat amongst the pigeons with the players that we've just taken off. We might be a little bit vulnerable, having weakened ourselves with those substitutions. Verratti does really well covering there. And I've just realised that those substitutions haven't yet come into effect. They have now, as Messi was on the ball there. We've had good control without being exceptional. We've had good control through the game. Sporting really haven't troubled us. As much as we would have maybe liked to have made more chances, they've only had that one shot on target. And I'm just going to make the last of our substitutions here. Juan Bernat, as we continue to try and get him up to match sharpness, he'll come on for Kurzawa. And I think we have one left that we can make. I think it'd be a good opportunity just to bring Paredes out. And I think we'll let Ander Herrera have a go in there. He hasn't had much of a look in since players came back from their holidays at the start of the season. So a good chance for him to get some minutes. Could we maybe just finish off with a third just to make it even more emphatic at the end? Just feels like it's just been a really solid game where we've had lots of really good control. As I say, without being too creative, without being too exceptional, we've just been in absolute control throughout the game. Can we just put the cherry on top of the cake to finish here? Icardi, can he get in? No, but Mbappe can. Brilliant performance from Mbappe. We spoke about how he'd only just got that one goal to his name so far this season. He'd been a disappointment. We're going to take Rafinha off as he's got a knock. We spoke about if there was a bit of a doubt about Mbappe, maybe his head was turned with him running out his contract. But he's come up with the goods here in the Champions League. Hopefully he can now take that into the league against Lyon. Really good, solid performance. Really pleasing. Hopefully Rafinha hasn't got too bad an injury. Well, we're going to move this on now. We will be back for the game against Lyon. Hopefully all the players are going to be fresh and fit for that one. Let's see how we go in the second game of this week. Okay, we are back for our biggest game of the season so far. Paris Saint-Germain versus Lyon. It's first against fourth, I think. I feel they are fifth. I feel these are our main challengers for the title this season. You can see there Lille, the champions, are currently in second place, but they have played a game more than Lyon. Looking at their squad, I think this is easily going to be our toughest game of the season so far. And I really do feel that winning this one would really give us a massive advantage, because I do think Lyon long term are going to be the main challengers this season. If we just have a little look at their team and their squad, they're going to be the first team this season that's playing a 4-2-3-1, so pushing up on our defenders. We're going to see how that affects us. But if we look through their squad, I mean, really, we've won all 5 of our games this season. Every team we've played has been very, very poor. We've been dominant. This is the first team, this Lyon side, I feel would be a competitive Premier League team. Certainly a mid-table competitor. So in that sense, they're a very strong team here in the French league. And we can see here Xherdan Shaqiri is going to be one of their main men. Great touch, great passing, can score a goal, can put in a cross. So we're going to have to really be watching out for him. But then they've got others as well. And it's certainly not going to be a one-man team. Aouar is going to be a really good playmaker. We're really going to have to keep an eye on him as well. And those two are going to be feeding Moussa Dembele up front. He's already got 3 in 5 this season with that 15 finishing. Got good pace. He's a player that we can't take for granted. And then they've certainly got other players in their team. Jerome Boateng, of course, leading the defensive line. Not great in the air, but still at 33 years old, still a superb centre-back who's really going to strengthen them. Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield, another great playmaker. So they've got players that can make the forward passes in this team. And they are going to certainly cause us problems. Karl Toko Ekambi, really not a major threat in terms of his technical ability, but in terms of that speed, again, if he can get in behind us, he's going to be able to feed players for chances at goal. And then, of course, Emerson on loan from Chelsea, the Euro winning left back. So they're a competitive team. They're a competitive team. They're solid. They've got decent players. So we certainly can't take anything for granted here. If we have a look at how we're going to set up for today, as we mentioned, the only change from the Champions League game is Di Maria coming in there in the number 10 position. We've got everybody fit. Donnarumma is going to stay in goal. Since making his debut, he has been on really great form. You can see there a 7.3 so far, which for a goalkeeper is superb, really. Even though he's only played 2 games. But Keylor Navas, on the other hand, in his 5 games, hasn't been quite as good. So we're going to stick with Donnarumma. He's the long-term option there anyway. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get the players fired up, and we're going to see how this game turns out. As we say, can we really start to make a mark in the league, really sort of lay down a challenge to Lille and teams like Lyon and Monaco, really give them something to chase and really establish our dominance here. What we might look at a little bit later is some of our different tactical options. We haven't really spoken about that yet. We haven't really needed them. with our squad being so much better than everybody else in France, we've been able to just sort of stick with our 4-2-3-1. But we do have a couple of little tactical variations up our sleeve if we need it. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit down the line through this game, depending on how things go. We've got some options if we need to be more defensive and if we need to be more offensive. Certainly in the Champions League, I think we're going to need those variations, so it makes sense to have a look at them at some point as we go. So a cagey start here, just one shot at goal. Well, that was a good chance for Mbappe. Would have liked to have seen somebody following in on that. The header coming, I think, came off the bar there. Would have been nice to have seen people following the ball in, but well, for the moment, nothing. Let's give these guys a little bit of a shout. Got Neymar marking their right back when we don't have the ball. Our assistant a little bit concerned about that, but I think we're going to stick with it. And the first chance for Lyon. Let's see if we can defend this and maybe get something out of it on the break. Well done, Neymar. There's Neymar marking the right back. That's why we wanted him in there. Shut your face, our assistant. A good effort. I think he said it clipped off the post there. We've still only got one shot on target, which is not good enough for the players that we've got. 8 shots at goal, only 1 on target. The attacking players that we've got, that front 4 that's on the field, really should be getting better percentages on target than that, especially when we're looking to play in the into the box as we are. We should be creating a better quality of chance. We'll maybe change that up as things go. Let's give them another shout here. Okay, no, I'm not going to worry about Sherlin Shaqiri for the moment. They've only had 2 chances. So that's a disappointing first half. Maybe we need to be a little bit more direct. I think, well, I mean, you can see our XG there. Our XG is 1.19 out of those 12 shots that we've had, but we've only had 1 on target. I think if we look to, first of all, let's tell people this is not acceptable. That's good. The player's responding well to that. Let's make sure it. Well, now we've gone a little bit more personal. The defenders, maybe the defenders are right to be a little bit annoyed with me. They have defended pretty well, actually. Let's have a look at the tactics. I think we are going to now look just to shoot on sight a little bit more. I think playing into the box, we're giving them the opportunity to get players in front of the ball. So I think playing into space and shooting on sight will hopefully help us to sort that out a little bit. So we're going to stick with the same team, but we're going to look to just get those shots on sight. Let's hope our defenders, being a little bit dismotivated with our team talk, is not going to set us back defensively. We've now had 15 shots on goal, but still just the 1 on target. They've had 3 on target out of 3. Really not good enough offensively. Let's see what else we might be able to change. If we go a little bit wider in our play, let's see what comes of this. I think if we go a little bit more wider in our play, we might be able to just get round them and create some better chances rather than having all the play in front of them in central areas. But yeah, right now our shots on target is a big disappointment. Let's see what we can do here. It might be a time for one of our little tactical shake-ups as well as we win the ball back. But look at that, that's a horrific pass from Neymar. Come on, boys, this is absolutely pathetic. Well won by Paredes. What can Messi do? He's had a couple of games without a goal now. Not good enough at all. So let's just pause things for a second. Let's have a look at what our options are here. I think we are Now we can either stick with the same team here and go wider, or we can go for a tactical variation. I think now the other option we've got here is this. Neymar and Mbappe going up front. I think Di Maria we could make a more playmaking midfielder perhaps. And so here we can go a little bit more attacking through the middle, but with those front three really getting at each other. Let's see if we can make Messi a shadow striker. Big changes here now, so this is not really Di Maria's thing, but we're going to see what we can get out of this. Let's have a bit of playmaking from Paredes. I think this is what we go with. Let's get Marquinhos on cover there. But yeah, I think we're going to be looking. It's very hard to know what to do here. I think we're going to go with Neymar as a complete forward and Mbappe as the advanced forward, with Messi in behind them, just trying to create spaces to get the ball into those two. We will now play through the middle without playing out from the back. Let's see what we can create with this. A lot of changes here. Let's see what we do in transition. Let's just get the ball up there to the target men, get it into the strikers a little bit earlier. And we're going to get stuck in on this. So I think that's how we'll go. Let's see how that works now. Just going through the middle a little bit more. No changes to personnel. Let's see if this can just change anything for us. Lyon have looked comfortable defensively against us. And this is the danger now, that we let their fullbacks have a little bit of space and time to create perhaps. But if we can get it here into that middle area, that central area. There's Hakimi bringing it forward. Oh, and we've got a penalty. Beautiful, beautiful play. And it all came from getting that ball into the middle. We got it into the middle there where we wanted it with Di Maria and Messi, and that just created space on the wing. And it's going to be Messi to take his first penalty of the season. Beautiful. Sends the keeper the wrong way. That tactical change has really seems to have done the trick on the first play there. We're going to see if it can continue. Beautiful penalty from Messi. He's now got 4 along with Icardi for the season. And let's see if we make any changes. Di Maria getting pretty tired, and we do have him in an unfamiliar position. So let's see if we can just bring him forward. We're going to change Hakimi as well to a complete fullback, just to give us a little bit more attacking impetus on that wing. Who can come in here for Di Maria? I think we're going to give Wijnaldum the nod. And we're just going to put him on support. Very complete midfielder. I think with Kurzawa on a booking as well, we're going to continue Juan Bernat getting his minutes in as he recovers from injury. And let's make sure these guys are ready to do the business for us here. 20 minutes to go. We have looked comfortable in defence. They haven't caused us many problems when they've had the ball. Let's see if now with all these players in the middle, it just looks a little bit more creative. There's a few more players around the ball in those dangerous areas. And again at the back, Marquinhos just dominating, no problem at all. Here's Messi and Di Maria again. Really lovely move. Would have liked to have seen Neymar get onto that. 20 minutes to go. This highlight still continues. Hakimi again getting that space on the wing. They've got their wide forwards really not getting back and doing any defending, which helps us there. Oh, wonderful chance. Wonderful chance, and that will be Di Maria's last play of the game. Neymar to put the corner in. Can we knock it back in there? But Bernat again has a lot of space, and Wijnaldum. Oh, great double save from Lopez. What changes can we make here just to see this one out? I think we're going to... Verratti and Paredes both looking pretty tired. I think we're going to bring Paredes out and Idrissa Gueye in just to really just try and shore this one up now. Put him on defending and ball winning. He's pleased to be coming on, so no comments to him. We're happy. We're happy if he's happy. Can we see out these last 13 minutes now? The tactical change has definitely changed the game. We could really look to go ahead with that formation, I think. It seems to have just getting more players in those dangerous central areas just seems to have done the trick for us. I think the next few games will certainly be experimenting with that. As we said, the majority of games in the French league, let's just try and make sure we shore this up now. Should we bring Verratti off there? Yeah, Verratti's actually carrying an injury, so let's bring Rafinha in. Put him in there, and who else might be able to just come on for us? Let's have Neymar come off and Icardi just come on using his pace. But now let's just try and shore things up there. So let's take the overlaps off. We're just really going to try and just really settle for what we've got now. Hold the shape and defensively just bring things back a little bit and just switch out onto a positive mentality. Hopefully that's enough now just to see this one out. Just a couple of minutes to go. And again, we have totally dominated this game. 37 shots, only the 6 on target. We've got to look at how we can get more shots on target, because that's not good enough. From 38 shots with the players that we have, we really should be doing better than that. But we have come out with the win. It is 6 out of 6 for the season in the league. Let's congratulate the players. We've got to be pleased with the win. I think everybody's pleased with that, so let's move on. Let's just have a look and see how that affects the table. In terms of the distance that we have from Lyon now, that's certainly given us a big advantage. As I say, I do still believe that Lyon are going to be our main challengers. We've got 6 points on them. And yeah, I wouldn't expect them to continue that form. Lille are 4 points behind us now. We've still got them to play. Monaco in 6th place could still go into 3rd. They're going to be another team to watch. But overall, I think we can be pretty pleased with that. Just we have got to start scoring more goals, taking more of our opportunities. We've won our last 2 games 1-0 at home with a penalty. Really not good enough. And now if we just look at the schedule, we'll see when is the next big game going to be. We've got Atalanta in the Champions League, Angers at home on Sunday the 17th of October. Maybe. I think what we will probably do is come back perhaps for Wolfsburg away in the Champions League and then Lille at home on the 29th of October. Those look like the big games there. We've got Marseille away, which is going to be huge as well. They're not doing quite so well in the league at the moment, but Marseille away is always going to be a tough game. So we'll look at Wolfsburg and Lille at the moment, with the possibility perhaps of Marseille if their form continues, or if their form improves even. But for now, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. It is a new channel. Give us a like and subscribe if you would like to see more. Help us grow, and we will be back very soon.